Welcome to your Monday, February 3rd Power Hour meeting with Katelyn, Carly, and Clare Fulton. We definitely have a jam-packed meeting today. There's a lot of you here in person today. I think I want to say like 40, 50-ish people. How many people do we have online? Probably rolling in closer to 30. Yeah, people are kind of rolling.
Wow.
Oh, everyone's here. Oh, that's kind of fun. Are you guys normally online and now you're all here in person? Fun, fun, fun. Okay, cool. Well, we're going to introduce our friend from Calgary shortly, but before we do that, tell us what's been happening this past week. I have some notes on open houses, but what have you guys seen, or anyone that did an open house? Sam, you said you did one a couple weeks ago, and it was busy.
Yeah, not this past weekend.
The previous, and that was Markham.
2 weekends.
Okay.
And had over 60 people between two open houses. Same
Quite a bit.
Wow.
60 people over 2 days, nice.
That's a lot.
And both weekends.
What was the price point?
So we listed at $999. I ended up at $1,250.
Nice. So the bidding wars are slowly,
4 offers came in.
yeah, they're coming back.
Sebastian let me know his open house in Pickering Saturday. It was a second weekend, so not brand new. He did 100 flyers, did some visits, priced okay. He didn't tell me how the open house went, though. He just gave me all the details about the house. But I think it was 3 visits. So that's not, and it's a second open house. So 3 is not terrible. I know of one in Innisfil, Michael Stewart said was completely quiet.
Interesting.
What about Michael Smith? Paige, did he give you feedback about yours?
Curtis, it was listed not holding offers or anything. 0 people on Saturday and 3 on Sunday.
Yeah, but you had also sold it
But you sold
conditionally.
it. Yeah.
Wasn't updated, so people didn't know. Okay. And Sunday was a snowstormish day, right?
Eh.
I don't think so.
There was some snow.
Okay.
One was a neighbor.
So was everybody waiting to see what the news was going to be on this weekend?
It's interesting because they're selling. Maybe people just aren't doing open houses right now. The people coming in are serious buyers.
Yeah.
So Samir, you 2 weeks ago you had that open house. You had 60 people. Did the properties sell? Did the properties?
It did,
Yeah.
So I got 4 offers. Listed at $999. Sold
Yeah.
at $1,250.
Okay.
And the opening offers ranged from $1 million,
Yeah.
$1 million, 1080, 11, and 1180.
Wow.
Closed it at $1,250.
Did you happen to pick up any other clients there during the open house? Did you happen to
2.
you got picked up 2 clients there? So people are good. So
Which is the main
important thing.
point
That's
of
the
the
main
open
point. The
house.
house is going to sell anyways, right? So.
Ironically, the winning bid was a realtor that brought his client to both open houses and he never booked a showing.
Nice.
Yeah. Good.
How many people approved?
In totality, well over 100.
No, I mean, of the 4 offers that you got, how many people further improved?
They all improved. When it was all said and done, the lowest was 1150, and the last 2 in the 12.
Anyone running buyers and doing bidding wars right now? Yeah? They're competing?
Yeah.
What price point?
1.1.
Yeah, that seems to be the sweet spot. It's interesting.
Condos are still meh?
I was reading that
Quiet. No.
condominium resale. I'll talk about it. But brand new condominiums, pre-construction. There, we've got a couple of guys who do pre-con. There, is Aiden still here? Yeah.
Yeah,
So
he's
Aiden does a lot of pre-con and a couple other guys. But I'm reading that the pre-construction was down. New builds like 80-90%, right? Is that what you're seeing there, Aiden?
The sales are definitely down, and what they say, they had a seminar at Key Tower this past weekend.
Okay.
They were mentioning how it's going to be completely opposite market in 2029 because of lack of inventory. Because
Yeah.
nobody's going to be able, you're going to have for sure lack of inventory year after year after year, and whoever launches now, it takes them 5 years. If there's no launch, they're going to get the supply in the next 4 or 5 years.
So the builders are telling you that there's not going to be enough supply in the next 3, 4, or 5 years because not much is being built. Is that what they were telling
No
you?
starts today.
So that's their pitch, I guess. They're saying that you're going to be able to have a lot of demand in 4 years from now. There's nothing else to buy. That's the pitch?
Yeah.
Okay, good. All right.
Cool. Well, on that note, let's introduce our friend from Calgary. No, you feel like...
Yeah, the one we'll talk. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so here we go. So a lot of people here right now. So we're going to.
I can just feel it. I know.
Yeah. So you have to set it up, right?
We gotta set it up.
Okay, so
Here's the hook 'em.
hook 'em. So we got our friends here, and you're going to introduce the
Nope,
Calgary
you're going
folks
to
here.
now.
So,
Yep, you're in it right now.
Okay, all right. So, what happened last week?
Oh.
Like in the market? Just curious. My friends here from Calgary answer it too, and
I
so
booed the national anthem yesterday.
so okay. Everybody knows about Trump, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Does anybody? How about the quarter point discount in the interest rates?
Yeah.
That's what we should be talking about, right? On all your social media stuff, all the stuff you're doing, you should be talking about how the rates dropped another quarter point. That's the positive thing. And forget about Trump, right? It is what it is. But anyways, that's the only point I want to make. So we'll talk about it after the presentation.
Yeah,
right?
we're going to
So,
talk a lot
okay,
about it.
Good.
For sure.
All right.
Okay,
Nice.
do you want to keep going?
No, I'm done.
All right, cool. So we're going to welcome Century 21 Bravo with Arshad, Paul, Lisa, and Wasim. Not everyone's speaking though, right? They're going to introduce us to a project in Calgary called Wolfberry. So we have some flyers here as well.
Well, thanks for having us, guys. It's awesome to be here. I love this office and what you guys are all about. And due to the special relationship with the Fultons, you guys are first to hear this project. We are releasing it to Toronto, but to specific brokerages only. And you guys are the first. So we want to talk about Wolfberry in Calgary. It's in a affluent neighborhood. I'll let Paul speak to it, but thanks for having us.
We'll go over a couple things first. But first things first, I want to go over the history of Slocker. So at least you guys know who the builder is and what they do and how long they've been doing it for. So let me just build that up real quickly here.
Is that screen being shared as well?
Can you guys see this, or is it blurry?
Can you go to your Zoom?
Actually, hold on, Paul.
Paul, hold on.
Oh, sorry. We're going to share it online too.
Oh, okay. You guys can hear it? Good. So Sloker Homes, it's a Dutch company. Almost 100 years worth of building. They first started in Europe building higher-end homes, which they still do to this day. They actually build very high-end penthouses in Europe as we speak. And then they did some work over in the States, which they still do, and obviously they've done a bunch here in Toronto. And then they came to Western Canada, Alberta, which they built in Edmonton, Calgary, Airdrie, you name it. Well over 3,000 homes have been built and sold. So there's a good history. They're not just, mom and, it's not, how do I explain it?
Mom and pop shop.
Mom and, yeah, it's like they know what they're doing. They bring European quality. So you know that the product you're gonna get is gonna be good. It might be hard for you to read, but I did drop off brochures if you guys want it.
Yeah. We'll
Come
send
take it, yeah. I also have it on you guys will have access to the broker portal once we're done. You guys can go through everything there. Right, let's go up here. Now, all you're seeing is just the building. You don't know the area, you don't know anything, but let me just refresh this because we have a video that should be here.
It's not popping up.
It's not popping up though.
But that's fine. So basically what we're going to do is we're going to provide you guys with the broker portal. It will be password locked, so we'll share the password with everybody here. The beauty is, let's talk about some of the features, the price points, the commissions that's being offered, and price per square foot, and where it is. Let's talk about the area.
And incentives. I got some pretty cool incentives for you guys.
So the area, the neighborhood is in Aspen and Springbank Hill, which is the most affluent neighborhood in Calgary. And this is going to be one of the only and last condo projects out there. There is no other room. There's a video that you guys can play that will be uploaded on here shortly to kind of give you a layout of the land, what's there. You've got private schools, some of the best private schools, best facilities and amenities, 10 minutes to downtown Calgary. And the mountains, you'll have mountain views from these condos. And we're going to be offering, so there's no GST, which is equivalent to HST here. 1 year free internet.
I'll make it
pull it
easy
up.
for everyone.
1 year free condo fees, 1 year free property management, and a 4% commission to agents.
No land transfer tax.
And no land transfer tax, which is nice.
No GST. The builder's eating the GST. We all know if Pierre wins, what happens to the houses under $1 million. GST gets taken away, right? So he's betting on that. So for now, basically, if you're investors or buyers or whatever, the moment you put pen to paper, you've made 5 points on your purchase because there's no GST, right? So, I guess I'll zoom in here. We'll go over that after too. This is what we have so far. 1 year free condo fees, 1 year free internet, 1 year free property management, free title parking for every unit except the studios, and free storage locker, same thing, just except for the studios, and no GST on any unit, no land transfer tax, and then it ranges. I guess the bigger the units, the more expensive, but 20,000 plus in free upgrades. So there's a lot of value, I guess, considering the price point that you're starting at here. Now, I know you guys are probably used to higher prices and stuff's not selling and, you know, and 10% commissions or whatever, right? But to be able to get into a studio that's over 500 square feet, you know, low to mid 500 square feet for just 298 grand, no GST, I don't know, I think that's not that bad considering you're not paying GST on that, so.
Do you have to move into the unit to save the GST? So
No.
Can you assign?
You can assign. It's a $5,000 assignment fee, though.
Okay.
It's just different in Calgary.
Yeah.
We have the paperwork to do it. Many builders will be against it, but if you have, we have the paperwork, right?
Yeah, most builders
They
don't
allow it.
like the assignments in Alberta, but because of the Ontario style of selling, they're all starting to do the assignments and allow it. I think we got a question in the back.
I'm confused when you say no GST, what does that mean? Here you don't pay GST.
Okay, here
So
you pay
HST, right?
HST.
Or
It's built into the price.
No, it's
It's
not.
built in?
No, it's not.
so in Alberta, it's not built in. So whenever there's new sales, whatever the price is, it'll be plus. It's
For
built
us,
in.
It's only built in if you move into it, not if you assign it or rent it out.
Is that commercial related?
Commercial related? There is commercial. It's just not for sale. It's already fully leased out. So I'll show you a map of.
Wait, the commercial's already leased out?
Yeah.
Yeah, they have commercial space that
all taken.
they've got
It's for
major tenants coming
I'll
in.
show you the,
But for the GST or HST, what you guys call in Alberta, normally it's not priced in to the price. It's always plus. So he's pricing it in.
So that means if it's a $300,000 unit, it's
That's-
plus that GST.
correct.
Yeah, normally. So he's including it. So whatever you see for a price list, it'll be included, so it won't be above.
You guys have that rebate? We have like a 24,000 rebate for HST rebate.
We have like an HST rebate.
Oh, you guys have
Sign
an
up to
HST.
24,000.
He's talking about the.
HST.
No.
Yeah, I don't think we have that
It's a little. It's a GST.
because our
up to
GST is
5,000.
5%,
Yeah.
and it's not in there. Yeah, no. Yeah, you guys are PST, right?
And how are the laws in terms of landlord-tenant? Because I heard you guys are.
So we have the best in Canada for the landlord-tenant rules. We can essentially, if a tenant doesn't pay, you can give a 14-day notice for eviction. And if it does go to court within a month, tenants are out, you have to pay. So our landlord tenancy rules and laws are, I think, very fair and right in the middle. I know out here it's more geared towards the protection of the tenants, and it's, from what I hear, a nightmare to get a tenant out. Alberta is 14 days you can give an eviction notice.
14 days they're out.
14 days are out. And if they don't leave, you set a court date with the tenancy board. Within another 14 days, they'll get an order to get out. Yeah.
I don't think people understand that you're mandated to have a property manager. You guys are mandated to have.
Correct. Well, you don't have to have a property manager. It's not mandated. But if you do hire, the property management for your investors will be included for 1 year, so we can avoid any pitfalls, or if they're not familiar with the Alberta rules, we can help navigate through that. But it's not mandated. It's your choice.
They don't do leases. Realtors don't do leases there. The property managers would.
Yeah, out there it's more of a property management taking over.
Don't do leases.
Occupancy fee program.
Sorry.
So
Occupancy fees. They're like temporary fees that pay for like the hookup fees until the building's finally registered.
yeah,
That's only so the occupancy fee is when you move in, not before.
Yeah, so right, you can move in, and then if the building will finally register maybe 6 months later. So that's
Yeah,
the
it's
fee
like
for
a
that time.
Yeah.
30 or I got a good
I
question.
think it's at 50%. We'll send you guys the FAQ, but the first year, all of that's covered.
Yeah, regardless. the full year is covered.
Just in terms of your price per square foot.
I'll pull that up actually, my apologies.
The details I'm not so worried about, we can look through that, but I'm just wondering, just in terms of your positioning in the market, you're in Aspen Spring here, so it's a higher end community.
Yeah. Correct.
Are there other competitors, like what would I tell a client in terms of why your project and not the project next door to you, or like, how do I pitch your project relative to the market there? I don't want to compare it to Toronto, because
Yeah, absolutely. So relative to the market there, our competitors that have been in the area have sold for a lot more. I believe $300 to $400 more per square foot. So our pricing and comparative is a much better deal. We're averaging about $500 in the same community. Yeah.
And are there other new developments within general area where you guys are building this? Or?
This is a one of a kind for the area.
This
For
would be
for Springbank, they've never seen something like this. Aspen has maybe like 15 years ago, but it's a rare opportunity. I know as a real estate agent, you hear rare. Ooh, it actually is, because once this is built, it will never like there's no space anymore.
Surrounding it is multi-million-dollar detached homes.
Yeah, I'm just trying to see if this video, if it loads up, I'll show you guys. There you go.
Once there's going to be technically 4 buildings.
Sound might not, depending on how authentic shared screen.
The rest around.
Yeah, maybe.
And stop your share setting and reshare it.
Would this represent a good
It has to do with the.
We got time, bro.
Wrap it up quick. I don't want to take into their time.
Yeah. Watch the video and then we'll.
This aspect of this size in the last 5 years.
How many projects?
How many projects of this size? It was completed within the last 5 years, 6 years.
There is no competition because he owns all the land
In that area.
In that area, he bought over 65 acres. He's the community developer. So every other condo building, townhouse, duplex, semi, whatever you want to call it, he's the builder for it. So I guess competition-wise, sure, if you go 10 minutes down 85th, which is a street that connects Springbank Hill and Aspen and West Springs, Truman built there. And their one-bedrooms were starting in the mid-400s. And completely different products, so not really comparable.
So it's $500 a square foot for a new product. Now, is that standard? Is that pretty much standard in Calgary? Or?
It is. It's lower than what we were seeing for new starts.
Yeah.
Especially for the neighborhood.
So here, new stuff's going what, $1,200, $1,400 a square foot?
Here?
Yeah.
Right now, this one?
Yeah, did it?
I mean, the one.
It depends.
Depends on the area.
Yeah.
The ones in downtown Toronto, they're around 1,600.
Like where you guys are going after this.
Wow.
I wish, man.
So the next question is that 1,600 square foot, that condo you buy downtown Toronto, let's say, what are you going to be able to rent that thing for?
In today's market?
Yeah. No, because the next question is, we these guys, what can I rent this one for? Yeah. So, you know.
In today's market, it's really bad. There's no way anything.
No, it's good. Well, it's
a number.
It's got to be
25.
$2,500 for 500 square foot.
$2,500 for one bedroom.
But the price is already more.
For one bedroom, 500 square foot.
No, watch this. Watch this.
With parking, 23, 24, 5.
I rented mine, not too far.
Watch what I say, and then we'll end it with the video.
2 bathroom, no parking, 2,900.
Yeah.
Wow.
So what are we gonna?
For $1,600, so it's starting at $1,600 a foot. You could buy 3 units here, and you can get it rented out pretty much right away. How much? 1 bedrooms. Okay, so in the area, 1 bedrooms they range anywhere between $1,800 to $2,000. Your 2 bedroom, 1 baths will range 22 to 25, depending the view and the floor and the finishes, obviously. And then 2 bed, 2 baths. What is that? I just want to show you because the 2 bedroom, 1 bath can you just hit?
So for the rental market, what you guys are experiencing here, obviously there's been a pullback in what things are renting for. Calgary, since the last 3-4 years, we've seen a lot of population come from Ontario and BC to Calgary, so the rents have gone up. They're starting to balance now, so you'll see a range between $1,500 to $2,000 a month is what you should be renting it for on the conservative side. Some of the better units you're going to see a lot more, 22 to 2,400, but that's the range you see. So it sounds like it's comparable to what the rental rates would be here, minus the price point, where you're gonna get better cash flow.
Sorry, one more question, just a bug here. What's your resale market for condos, just approximately per square foot, just off the top of your head?
Ooh, that's a good question.
It's gonna be roughly the same, depending on where it is.
I don't think it's as
Probably not. Okay, so
Yeah.
just to be fair, I mean, here our resale, well, okay, brand new house, what, 1,600, 1,200, depends where it is, downtown, uptown. Resales, $1,000,
yeah.
$1,100, I don't know.
So we have a big gap, but you might not have.
Ours
a
is
gap.
not. Ours is
It's
about
not.
20-30% more potentially.
But yeah, I guess. Well, no, you're right because it depends the area.
Sure.
It depends, right? It all depends there. Over here, I don't know. We're gung ho. I mean, like, there's no product like this in that area, which makes it, especially at this
The
price
challenge
point.
with us has been it's not now our condo market is
That's right.
is going up.
Yeah.
In the past, our condo market was flat
Yeah.
or
And
a
we've been watching
decline,
that a little
and
bit.
now
We
it's
talked
going
about
up.
it in these
That's
meetings
right.
That Calgary's always been flat, but just this year and last year, we've noticed that your condos are going up.
There
a
are.
bit, so.
And just
That
to
makes
finish off, the 2 bedrooms, you got 2 different units. Just depends which unit. They could rent easily $25 to over $3,000. Just depends the
Floor level,
the floor
and
level
view, and whatnot.
exactly. But something like this, a unique corner that's over 1,000 square feet, I don't see why you shouldn't be able to fetch $3,000 genuinely for this.
With parking and locker.
Those come with parking with a locker, correct? Yes.
It's included.
Included.
No, it's included. It's just the studios don't come with parking. Just the studios.
How much was the parking deal?
35,000, I think.
Averaging around $35,000, $30,000 to $40,000 per parking stall, and then
Parking or?
just titled parking.
EV like electric. You're doing electric.
Ooh, okay.
They don't like electric out there.
They
No, they don't
They-
survive in Calgary.
yeah.
or Teslas in Calgary is a little bit frowned upon. Yeah.
But he is
We're trying-
including it. He is including the EQ,
Yeah.
the electric
Right, most people are
outlets.
driving trucks out
There is. If to answer your question, there will be EV parking. Yes. Do they like it? No. Will they have it? Yes.
Just for you.
Just for you, exactly.
Tesla doesn't work.
No, it works.
it'll
We're
work.
starting to see a lot more of them. So builders and developers are putting them in.
So
There's, yes.
commercial
Oh yeah.
applying
Now is it
parking
big as
in
Toronto?
addition
No.
to unit. In
Eventually.
the absence of parking, how is transit and or are there schools or?
So transit, you're approximately a 3 to 5 minute walk to the
To an
train
LRT
station.
station.
Then the one popular thing with Springbank Hill and Aspen is you're surrounded around all the private schools. So you've got at least 5 private schools within walking distance of the condos, right? So there's a lot of buildings happening, let's just say it like this, in Calgary, right? But they're all in the outskirts where, let's say the condo was done and you look out the window, you're gonna see farmland for miles, right? So but here, what we're building is different. Your amenities are already there, everything's established, it's an established community. You're living in the most expensive postal code in the whole city, the highest income per household. So you're in a very rich area, but yet the prices are as if you're living in the corner of Calgary, essentially, right?
Why
so,
is that?
huh?
Why is that?
The builder is really, really good, I guess, at getting his prices down.
Everything is like top notch, so why they are selling it low?
That's where he believes he should be in for the market for right now. Could we ask more money than this? Sure, but why?
They
want to.
We don't want to exactly.
He also doesn't want to
They're going to have
compete.
units that they save for a better market.
Yeah,
They'll pick it up
exactly.
then.
What is your development charges compared to Toronto?
Development charges?
Yeah, like we have levies, like hookup costs for utilities and just taxes, and ours is area specific too.
And that's passed on to the consumer, to the buyer?
No.
We don't have any of that.
Zero.
Okay, so in like an incentive phase, they may cap them at like 5.
You buy.
$8
Listen.
grand,
You
they'll cap them.
you bring a
Otherwise, it's all
buyer.
passed on
You
to
bring
the-
a buyer and he buys a $400,000 condo. The only thing he's paying is maybe a $1,500 lawyer fee with some registration
Sounds
fees.
like some
2,000.
Well, they're included in the incentive.
Yeah, that's all included.
Right?
30 to 40,000.
Zero.
Wow. Yeah,
That's
we
what I'm
don't
saying.
have
That's
that.
why I'm saying with our incentives with the no GST, whoever buys just pen to paper, they've made 5 points in their purchase. Well, let's see where it's going to be in 2.5 years once it's built, right? Well,
But yeah, we don't have that. So
no, we have none of
it's
that. No transfer
none of that's
fee, none of
passed
that.
on.
Assignment market, is it strong? Like if you buy something, can you sell before the closing?
It's not as strong as it would
They're saying
see here.
builders don't like it. But
Yeah,
It's not that they
that
don't
strong.
like it, it's because they don't know how to do it.
It's starting to catch on. Some people have been successful in doing it, but I would say it's 10 to
It wasn't a
20%
until honestly Ontario people started buying it.
It's true. Yeah, that's true.
You want to give it to someone
So
else?
it's becoming a thing. It'll take a little more time. Eventually, we'll see assignments just like you guys, but it's not as popular.
How many units in total can we talk?
So for this building, 132. 132 across 6 floors. Six-story wood frame. So essentially, he's wood frame, correct. So if it was concrete, then yeah, we would be starting out probably.
And then also we'll go up to 8, 10 stories if it was concrete.
So this isn't the only thing coming. We might be coming back again many times with you guys, but. Huh? Of course.
Absolutely, elevators.
No. It's gonna be a very high-end. It's gonna be a high-end building. If you guys trust me, look through the book. You guys will see the renderings. It's a nice building. Here,
That's right. So I don't know how much time you want to give this to this, but if you
I don't want to take your. I'll play the video
real quick, and then we'll wrap it up. And then let you guys do what your meetings are all about, and then go from there.
Costco's 12-minute drive. 13. Yeah, it's under 15 minutes.
Sanik's favorite place.
Here. Huh?
Should we just play?
Should we just play it?
Welcome to the premier Southwest communities of Calgary, Springbank Hill, and Aspen, where sophistication meets unparalleled convenience. At the heart of Aspen lies Aspen Landing Shopping Center, a vibrant destination just steps from home. From cozy cafes and fine dining to Safeway and unique local boutiques, every convenience is at your fingertips. Location truly matters here. Imagine being mere steps from the 69th Street train station and Westside Recreation Center. Whether you're commuting downtown or enjoying world-class fitness facilities, everything is effortlessly close. Quick access to Stony Trail ensures seamless connectivity to the rest of the city. For families, these communities offer access to Calgary's most prestigious private schools, including Rundle College, Weber Academy, and Calgary Academy. High school students benefit from exceptional institutions like Ernest Manning and Griffith Woods High. For higher education, Ambrose University is conveniently nearby. Springbank Hill and Aspen are synonymous with luxury. These established neighborhoods feature opulent homes ranging from $1 million to over $10 million, nestled in some of Calgary's most prestigious postal codes. Here, you'll experience tranquil suburban living without compromise. With downtown Calgary and major roadways just minutes away, these communities perfectly balance serenity and accessibility. From the boutique charm of the shops at Montreux to community landmarks like Valley View Church, every amenity has been thoughtfully curated to enhance your lifestyle. Introducing an exceptional opportunity, the Wolfberry Pre-Construction Condos, located in Springbank Hill, right next to Aspen. These modern...
So this picture, once you guys get access to the broker portal, you'll be able to at least see where the area is, what's being built, and all this white stuff will be announced at a later date.
So what is that going to be?
Secret.
More
secret.
More
When is
units.
occupancy? What year?
Okay, for
May of
Wolfberry,
2026.
Yeah, late spring 2027. 27. So you have a long enough time, huh?
Yeah, just tell them quickly the deposit schedule.
I'll go over that. Yeah, I'll just get over here.
So the deposit schedule is basically $2,500 on reservation, 5% when you go firm, and then 5% on the 3rd month, 6th month, and 12th month for a total of 20%.
Over 1 year.
Do you pay interest on the money as well?
We are not set up at the moment, but if somebody requests, we can arrange for it.
Is it like Bank of Canada interest rates we offer or something more?
I believe it's whatever the interest rates are.
How many square feet is the 1 bedrooms?
They range anywhere between low 500s to just over 600. Same thing with the studios. The studios, they're in the 500s. Here's your studio. You're at 549 square feet for the studio.
That will give you 2 bedrooms here.
Huh? That would be a 2-bedroom here, right? Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, our units are a little larger than what you guys would be used to.
We give you the space to breathe.
Want to finish the video?
I'll finish the video, and then I feel bad we took up so much of your time. So.
Go down, right there.
condos offer stylish living with unbeatable access to Aspen Landing, Westside Recreation Center, and Calgary's top schools. Experience the pinnacle of Calgary living in Springbank Hill and Aspen, where luxury, convenience, and community come together. Reach out today to explore this rare and exceptional opportunity.
Nice. That's the team here.
Any questions?
Yeah.
Oh, early morning, huh? Sorry, which one? Who's first? Good question.
So it's waived for the first year.
Waived for the first
they're
year?
waived for the first year.
And then for the one bedroom, it's about 520, between 520 and 560.
They range high hundreds to just over 300 for the big 2 bedrooms.
About $1 a foot.
Oh, no, they're saying asking per square foot.
Yeah,
we
about
calculated.
$1. It was like 92 cents a foot.
No, it's less.
It's less?
It's like 40 something cents a square foot. It ranges between, I think, it was like 39 cents to 48 cents a square foot, depending the unit. It's very low.
And does it include like hydro or water?
That we're still trying to figure out. That I'll find out within the next couple of days here exactly what's included. But the condo fees are low. They're not, and they will stay low. I mean, with the amount of buildings that they build in Calgary, they have history, and not only history, they have proof that they can keep their condo fees low. There's a project that they did many, many years ago. It's called Axes in Curry Barracks. It's been 8-9 years, and the condo fees have been raised 0 times. And 1,000 square feet, 2 bedroom, 2 baths, they're still staying at, I think it was like 305 or 310. But yeah, if I were to guess, water, trash, heat, all that stuff's included in the condo fees. So yeah, you won't
pay for electricity.
Sorry, electricity you'll pay for, but I'd like to assume everything else will be included. Yeah, sell whatever you sell here, buy there, and pocket your money.
From Ontario to Calgary last year.
So thank you guys for your time.
Yeah.
We will send more information and then
I'll blast it
our
out to
contacts.
everybody.
Yeah, you guys can set up Zoom calls if you have more questions with us directly.
This is, so I have this on paper copy. When you guys go on the website, you guys have this paper copy too. So you guys
get a
can
digital copy.
Digital copy.
That was exciting. Who's got clients for Calgary? With those prices, yeah, right? Why not, right?
Perfect. Yeah, so we'll send out an email with everything for that. Okay. We got some more things.
How do we set you up, Claire, for all the stuff you're about to talk about? Did you get all the current news, like within the past half an hour or two?
Yeah.
Yeah, everything's changed, right?
Yeah.
So no, that's good. It's been quite the week. So the first big news was the positive interest rate reduction, right?
Yeah, so here's the question to you. So if somebody says to you, how's the market and what's Trump going to do, what's Trump and blah, 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 right? What do you guys say? Like, what's your script?
They're waiting for you.
Thank you.
We're still processing. It's good.
Thank you. All right. All right. So if you had a social gathering there and somebody says to you, how's the market? You say, it's horrible. Trump this and Trump that. We don't know what's going to happen. The world's at an end.
Mm-mm.
You're in sales, right?
Sales representative.
Sales representatives. Where there's a frick, there's a frack. Where there's a left, there's a right. When there's gloom, there's doom. There's always the positive side to all these things, right? So if you think that if your client thinks, or you think, if your client thinks that, oh, things are going to crash, things are going to this, then you better list that property today while the prices are high. Right?
Yep. We only know what's going on right now.
This is the whole thing. So as salespeople, you got to look at all this stuff here and don't repeat it. You got to look at the positive side. But what are the positive things? You got to look at the positive things, and there are positive things. For instance, last week the interest rates went down a quarter point. That just disappeared in the whole media news. That the whole thing just disappeared, right?
Yeah.
But that's quite a drop. And so it went from, as of January 3rd, so now the prime rate's 5.2%. So I know that the overnight rate's 3%, but usually add about 2.2 to make it the prime rate. So it's 5.2% is the prime rate. It hasn't been 5.2 now for many years, right? So that's a positive thing.
Yeah.
What does that do? It's going to, Fran's here, you know better than I would, but the prime rate is going to affect what? Your variable rate mortgages, your line of credits, and on mortgages. Mm-hmm. And what did we say before? A quarter point drops about $15 per $100,000 of mortgage. Is that the rule of thumb?
Yeah.
All right. So that was good positive news.
Yeah.
Capital gains tax, which everybody's crying about. And somebody told me last week how they had a client that wanted to sell something, But as soon as they found out that the capital gains was going to be taxed on 2/3 instead of a half, they canned the whole deal and the whole thing fell apart. The government never voted on that, never passed. So what they're saying now, even the Liberals are saying this, that they're going to scrap that capital gains and stick to the 50%. That's positive news. So there's two things, social media stuff. So social media, hey, the rates went down a quarter point, 3% is the prime rate, 5.2. Oh, by the way, the capital gains tax is gone. That's another positive thing. So these are all good things, right? So back to the salesperson. I'll get more details about what's going on with Trump. I assume that's what we want to talk about, right? So how's the market? So you might want to say, well, gee, it's going to affect jobs, the tariffs, who knows what's going to happen, doom and gloom, blah, 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 right? Or there's actually opportunities for buyers. Pre-construction, there's guys out there that are giving away pre-construction. They're giving their deposits away. Just take my pre-construction, have my deposit. 20%. There could be $100,000 advantage for somebody to buy in that place. So there's a big advantage for buyers there based on that. Low interest rates are low, and I've just read now. Paige sent me something here saying that the Bank of Montreal said that we can expect 6 more interest rates drops this year.
Until they get to
all the way down to
1.5.
1.5.
All the way down to 1.5%. This is Bank of Montreal. Now, is that good news or bad news? I think it's bad news myself because the buyer's going to say, I want to wait for rates to drop.
We're gonna wait till December now.
Right? So I want to wait for rates to drop, right? But there's positive news there. So, Mr. Buyer, as soon as they drop the rates, you know what's going to happen? It means there's going to be more buyers out there, so you're going to be paying more. You're going to compete with all these other buyers. So if you're thinking about buying, you better buy today before they do that. That makes sense? Mr. Seller, you better sell now because the world's coming to an end. You know, again, so as a salesman, there's two sides to every story, and it depends on the situation, right? Canadian dollar, here's a good advantage. Okay, so the Americans talked about increasing having a 25% tariff on the Canadian dollar. So you know what the Canadian dollar does? We just deflate the dollar. Now it's what, 59 cents? We're done. It's fixed.
Yesterday you called it a nothing hamburger?
Yeah, nothing. You follow what I'm saying here? So they're going to put 25% on Canadian exports, but the Canadian dollar devalued 25%, so you're buying it for $1, same thing. So things all shake out. So there's always positive news. Stock market last week was booming. I checked this morning. It's down a little bit this morning. If anybody has a TSX scan, anybody look at the graph for me? I can. Anyways, stock market hit a peak last week and actually dipped. Imagine that it dipped $600 billion or something there for that ChatGPT. You know what the Canadian exports are to the U.S. in an entire year? 500 billion. So the stock market lost 600 billion in one day. So we're as far as Americans are concerned, we make no impact on them, right? So it doesn't really matter. The biggest thing here, in my mind, is that real estate. It's not a stock. It's a place where people live. It's a place where you raise your kids. It's a place that you want it to be. You want your kids to go to that school. So you have to remember this thing. It's not just investment. You're actually lifestyle. The other advantage of this market is, and I hate to say this, but you've got divorces, you've got deaths, you've got what else?
Life events. Pregnancy.
Life events. Those things always happen. So the real estate market will always be there just to clean up that stuff there. So don't think that, hey, it's the end of the world, real estate market sucks. No, it doesn't. So that's the whole point. When Trudeau answered, everybody has their opinions. When Trudeau answered the Trump with a retaliation tariff, I thought that was a bad mistake. I kind of wished I hadn't done that. When I was listening to him talk, I wish I had just shut up and just let it wait. Let it wait, because we know that Trump. Everybody tells me, I don't know Trump, but everybody tells me he's this and that. He flips around. He says things and does things differently, right? So why not just let him do those things? So on the way in this morning, if you guys listen to the news, Mexico, who did nothing, Trump said, okay, we're not going to do it tomorrow. We're going to wait another 30 days. Yeah, for Mexico. They're not going to put the tariffs in Mexico tomorrow. They're going to wait another 30 days. Canada, because we put it in his face, I'm not sure what Canada's going to do. They had a meeting this morning, and they're having another meeting this afternoon, Trump and Trudeau. So I don't know. So we'll see what happens with that. Trump, in my opinion, this is political opinion from myself, we have a North American, well, they used to call it North American trade agreement between Mexico, USA, and Canada. And the Trump, during his last time, he changed the name of it to the Canada-US-Mexico agreement called CUSMA. We all agreed to that. Everybody signed it. It was done. But Trump just unilaterally decided, no, I'm going to change it. He can't do that in the eyes of international law. You just can't physically change it. But there is a clause in there saying that for international security, they can change this treaty. So when you hear him say that Canada, because of fentanyl, it's just a fake. It's just so he can get out of this contract. It's just legally he can get out of this contract because he's not getting out of the contract because of the free trade. He's getting out of the contract for international or for national security.
Or terrorists.
My opinion, he wants our oil and he wants our water out in the West. That's my opinion. So I bet he's going to come back and say, okay, we're not going to do this, but give me that. That's my opinion. But anyways, it doesn't really help us anyways, but it's there. Trump is like a... we talk about ourselves. We do it ourselves. We tell you guys to do this. We tell you guys in real estate who fixes your car. Is that person buying real estate through you?
Get a new mechanic.
Who's your accountant? Is that accountant doing real estate with you?
Or giving other people your name.
You know, get out. Who's your hairdresser or your nail person or whatever it is? Like we're teaching you guys to scratch your backs right. And this is what Trump's doing. Hey, we'll buy $400 billion worth of stuff off you. You buy $400 billion stuff off us. That's it. Now their population, of course, is 10 times ours, so we have to eat a lot of popsicles or something to make up whatever they can eat. So, but anyways, that's sort of the way it's happening there.
But Trump said he can pay the tax. He won't impose 25% if it is 51st Street.
Yeah, that's not.
What he has in
Yeah, well, I think that's a red herring. I don't think that'll ever happen. So, the reason why Canada can't become a 51st state because we're Democrat. Canada on whole is normally a Democrat, Liberals, Democrats, and we would be the third largest state in there voting Democrats. No way Trump's going to want that. You follow me there? By the way, going back to Trudeau, he decided that he wanted to put 25% tariff, like as a retaliation tariff, only on the red states, only on the only on the Democratic states, only on the Republican states, not the Democrats.
Oh, I thought BC was doing that. Okay.
Trudeau said that. So that'd be curious to see how he's separating. He's trying to separate the USA. So that was a kind of a funny thing. Trump says that, I'll be finished soon.
No. Keep going.
Trump says that the automobile, why are we buying cars? We can make our own cars. What are we doing? Why are we buying cars from Canada or Mexico? We make our own cars, right? I just went through a list of exports for Canada and US. Shows you what I do. I'm bored to death, right? Canada exports to the States in 2023 in cars, in particular, $58.21 billion exported to the States. USA shipped to Canada cars, $53.3 billion. It's the same. It's the same. Trump says that we're in a deficit. He uses the word, didn't use the word deficit. He used, what's the fancy words? We've been subsidizing Canada for $200 billion. Actually, the difference between the trade is only about 50. I read 40, read 50, read 90. But anyways, let's say it's $50 billion difference. But the Americans import, I think, $80 or $90 billion of oil. So if you took the $80, $90 billion of oil, all of a sudden, we're in a deficit. I don't hear anybody talking about that on the radio. I don't hear anybody talking about those things. But anyway, so why are they doing it? Who knows? Bank of Canada, sorry, I said BMO. Bank of Canada says that they will implement 6 consecutive quarter-point interest rate cuts if the thing turns ugly. So that's their answer to the war.
Ford is also participating in this war, and he put some restrictions on American liquor.
See, and same thing. I think Ford did something bad today too. Ford canceled the Starlink.
Oh.
And if you don't know about Starlink,
how the Boons gets
they
their
use this
internet.
in Ukraine uses it, and other countries, third world countries use it. It's their Wi-Fi, it's their internet, and we bought it for all the northern Inuits up north and northern Canada. That was the whole purpose of this whole internet. Now he's canceled that because what? Because someone else can do it.
Yikes.
So those are little things I think that I guess they don't know what they're doing.
Bunch of men.
The other thing that they're saying it's going to impact, though, is anybody doing renovations or, again, our pre-construction starts. So all those materials are going to go way up again, and we were talking this morning, 90% down in starts. What is that going to do now to construction starts? Like they can already not afford the materials, let alone. So it's going to affect that. Anybody renovating, all the new construction starts. So there's a lot of big concerns around that.
So another thing that Canada can do, and then I'm done.
Yep, no, we're going to keep going.
No, you can keep going.
This is being recorded, so I have to say right now, I don't know whether these numbers are accurate or not, so if somebody wants to challenge me and I stand corrected. But pre-pandemic, we had a Canada debt of $721 billion debt. The actual deficit back in 2000, the deficit itself in 2019 was $25 billion, meaning in 2019, $25 billion got added to the debt. You follow me there? Mm-hmm. So in 2019, prior to the pandemic, we owed $721 billion. Then in 2021, which would have been the peak for real estate, remember that year? The debt went to $1.5 billion. Take that back, $1,570 billion. So it went from 721, it doubled, 721 to 1.5 thousand billion dollar debt. Today it actually went down, it's 1.2. So we got 1.2 to 1.5, so we've still got $300 billion that the government can play with to get back to the pandemic numbers. So again, nobody's going to starve is what they're saying here. And even Trudeau said, if anybody's in trouble, companies in trouble, people are in trouble, the government will back us. Which brings into another question.
Yep.
Who do you trust? Who do you trust more to go against Trump?
Clare Fulton.
Carney or Pierre? Because prior to this happening, I think everybody was jumping over to conservatives because of all the bad things liberals did. But now they're looking at Pierre, wondering if he can he handle these Trump guys?
Has he been quiet?
Can this? No, he hasn't. But
okay.
But this new guy Carney, can he handle it? Carney's got the world experience, so I think that's going to change the election. We'll see.
Interesting.
And that's it. There you go.
I think we should talk about stats. I'm going to keep you going because
Okay.
we got to talk about another important topic, which is stats.
All right. So you guys tell me what's going on with the real estate market right now? Good, bad, ugly.
I'm going to say quiet. Okay, that's
Alex is having a great market, I guess. He's smiling.
okay, that's good.
Alex's market's good.
Looking at Nelson. Nelson, so you think the market's been soft last week? Or change? How about the change? Been a change since Trump started alerting his stuff?
Didn't really impact it last week, I don't think, but
Maybe this week.
maybe this week it might.
Yeah, this week. Yeah, could be, right?
The news is going to be wild this week.
We've got 17,000 active listings right now. 8,000 are condos, 8,000 are freeholds, about the same. Owner occupied, just so you know, there's 34% of all condos for sale right now are owner occupied, and 52% of freeholds are owner occupied. I'm just throwing that number out because a lot of people thought that there was more rentals out there. Months of inventory, 4.6. These are my numbers, not Trev numbers. Trev numbers will come up, their numbers later on, they'll be a little bit different. But I'm sitting around 4.6 months of inventory. Condos are 5.6 months of inventory. 4 being the difference between buyer's market, seller's market. So the condos are definitely in a buyer's market, right? Everybody agrees to that?
Yeah.
And the numbers state that out. Freeholds are 3.9 months of inventory. Daily, 121 per day. We ended up January. So remember one time we were 99, then we were 110, 120. So that's okay. What's a good number? 200 is a good number. 300 is a good number. 121 doesn't quite do it. Leases, 16,000. Again, it's 9,600 are condos, 7,000 are freeholds. Leases themselves are actually up 16%, and the condo leases are up 22%. But I read that the condo prices are coming down for a lease, right? Does everybody know that? Yeah, they're saying that, right? So I guess for our resale to do the same as leases, our resale has to reduce their prices as well.
To keep up, yeah.
to keep up, right? So it's a good thing, again, if you've got listings sitting there, then this is more information to get them to maybe change their strategy. Months of inventory for leases about 2.3. So.
Seller's market then.
For leases, I don't know. Yeah, leases almost looks like a seller's market, doesn't it? But I don't know if that number works or not for leases.
Yeah.
You get a lot of fake documents for all these.
I know I've gotten a lot of agents asking me about SingleKey, and I'm recommending it now because even like USAN saw, like one of our agents submitted an offer last week, and the agent had access to whole reports, I guess, and called it out that it was fake. Even USAN looked at it, just like the address was fake. So I assume SingleKey can rule that out. I think that's the point of it. It's $30, I think. I think the landlords are paying for that fee right now. Is that true? Are you guys doing it?
No, the tenant.
The tenant pays, the landlord reimbursing? Okay.
If he gets approved.
If they get approved, okay. So if you're doing leases, I would recommend getting the tenant to submit their documents through SingleKey.
So let's do that again. So you're telling the tenants to pay for the SingleKey?
Yeah,
That's what the landlord, agent of the landlord advising, that your tenant pays. If they get approved, we refund them back.
Yeah, because if they're not approved, then they're probably fake docs, and I'm not paying for that. Yeah.
Sometimes like multiple offer, it doesn't mean my
So,
client is not
all right, so I want to just be devil's advocate here for a minute. So the seller's saying, the landlord's saying that the tenant has to pay for the SingleKey. They'll reimburse them if they get accepted. They won't if they don't, right?
Yeah.
I think they'll review the documents before SingleKey. If it's like a good tenant, then they'll go a step further.
So what if the landlord, what if the tenant says, no, I'm not doing that?
Then
They don't apply to
No, I'm curious. I know what you're
out of
saying.
your pocket, you risk it.
No, if I'm a landlord, I'm not putting anybody in my place without SingleKey. And I'm just thinking if the tenant doesn't want to pay for it, I'm paying for it.
Sure. They can.
Or they're refusing for a reason.
I mean, and if you,
It's an insurance policy.
and if you have the tenant provide the SingleKey, then aren't they going to doctor that too?
Directly to the
Comes directly to you? Okay.
So that's what I was asking on the help last week. So when I went into the portal, because I had an offer to review as well, the portal asked that the tenant can submit the documents and pay for it, which is one. But they have to submit all the requested documents. The other portal, which is a bit more, suggests that the landlord or the realtor can do it, but you need permission from the tenant.
Yeah.
So if you don't have permission from the tenant, written, because
Yeah.
you have to upload in the browser written permission from the tenant somehow that you are doing this. So either way works.
Yeah, so
but I
how,
agree with
yeah,
Claire.
so how you get, how you
I have to
get,
pay myself.
yeah, how you get written permission is on the application.
I don't think you should have to pay as an agent, though.
Sorry.
No, well, I was going to do it for my landlord just to get it over within the time frame. My landlord was going to
reimburse you.
But just to get things going.
Yeah.
But it does request permission from the tenant.
Which is on your-
It has to be uploaded somehow.
Yeah, when they-
Whether it's a text or an email or
In their
something.
rental application, it asks
Yeah.
for permission to run a credit check, and they sign that document. It's on the
So
rental
that would
application.
No, the rental application is right there. I acknowledge that my credit check's going to be pulled.
Giving the consent, yes.
I'm giving you, because that's the purpose of that rental application.
Okay.
Yeah, so that will help. Yeah, so
You said $30, right?
I think it's about $30.
I think there's a higher cost for the landlord portal side of it.
5% of the whole rent.
No, that's a different insurance policy where they're going to guarantee your rent for that time. That's a
Oh,
totally.
that's if you
that's a
hire
totally different-
SingleKey to
yeah.
manage the payment.
It's a different program.
Because they have multiple services.
You could put it on the listing that, for example, the landlord just accepted you just as a tenant with a single key. You could put it on the listing.
Yeah, I don't see anything. Same thing as asking for a credit report. You say the landlord's requesting a SingleKey report.
Yeah, because right now you have a landlord actually that we are like two listings that we are actually working with a single key, and both of them they are paying like 5% for the higher insurance to protect.
So just for those folks at home and those people here, SingleKey has another option on there that for 5% of the yearly rent, they'll insure the rent for the client.
They'll collect the rent.
No, don't want to collect the rent. They'll
They pay if the pay.
They'll-
$3,000
they'll insure they'll insure in case the tenant doesn't pay, right? So that's what you're saying.
$10,000 for the damages.
Up to 12 months, I think. Huh?
Well, it's every year, I think, right?
No, if they don't pay up to 12 months, they guarantee that. After that.
Yeah, I don't know the details, so
No, I think it's like when you
I thought it was maximum $10,000 or something, wasn't it?
No, $10,000 for the damages and $2,000 for the legal fee, and like up to $60,000 or 12 months if they don't pay. And if they don't pay like the first month, they're gonna send the letter with them right away, and they're gonna start the treatment.
but separate program than just submitting your applications for vetting. That's an insurance policy.
For the landlord will be only one application costs $30. So if 10 landlord, $30.
Well, that's why it depends on your
you can either
landlord
pay
policy,
$30 or risk having a fake tenant not paying rent. I'd rather pay the $30.
That's why Nelson is saying the landlord should want to pay for it for their own
Yeah.
insurance. Yeah. Yeah.
My understanding was single keys guarantee on rentals and all that was if they placed the tenant themselves.
That's what I
That
thought.
was my understanding. I may be wrong, but Ferran had guy at Single Key and he was introducing all those programs.
Mhm.
And I may be wrong, but I thought that they took all that burden about insuring, the rent and damages and all that if they placed the tenant. But
Well, we could always have Single Key come and do their own speech.
Yeah, we can invite them in.
We should invite them in because I'm sure they have new programs. I don't know what they fully launched.
Just go to their website too. They've got it all on there.
That would be good if they come.
Yeah. I was like, I don't know.
Okay.
But they had to pay 5% of the gross rent.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for them.
All right, we'll add them as a speaker for this year.
Well, speaking of fines for rentals, not really a fine, it's just a small update. But in Brampton, they started fining people for overcrowding their rentals. So it's becoming a problem. They call it a non-parking fine bylaw aimed at reducing overcrowding and excessive subletting. So the rule states that 14 square meters can have 3 occupants, and so they have rules for how big these properties are and how many occupants can be in that space. And so it's a $500 fine for the first offense, $750 for the next, and $1,000 every time following violation.
How are they monitoring that?
Good
Neighbors
question.
probably.
Neighbors, parking, cars. Yeah, audits.
I'd call on myself if I had that in a rental.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so people are paying attention, and we know that we know why. It's because the rentals are too much, right? So they're trying to all go in together. Did you guys read about the Toronto waterfront revitalization plan? Aiden, have you been reading about and for pre-construction wise?
That front end thing, yeah.
Yeah, so they've just approved a $975 million investment from all 3 levels of the government.
$1 billion.
Is that at the top of that train thing that goes?
Oh, this is the land by Cherry Street.
Yeah, so exactly.
The Portlands,
The Portlands, yeah. So
Not even Portlands, south of Portlands, right? Like that Villeneuve Island, whatever they call it.
Cherry Beach or whatever.
Cherry Beach.
Yeah, so they're going to redevelop all of that and introduce housing, including affordable housing. It will be ready in 2031. So they're going to start in 2026. It'll start next year. It'll be a long time coming, but it'll be quite interesting to see the growth of that because right now it's just nothing. There's just a bridge and some, wetlands, and there's not a whole lot going on. So it'll be nice for us to use that space finally. This was quite the discussion in our WhatsApp group, what is now known as the worst condo in Toronto.
ICE.
That was previously the worst condos. There's a new competitor now for the worst condo in Toronto. Julian knows what it
laughing.
is. He's smiling. Worse than ICE.
Which one?
Dundas Square Gardens, 251 Jarvis Street. We've had.
Oh yeah.
Did you rent that one out?
Yeah.
It is also by Gupta.
They did actually fix. They had like an issue with their HVAC system.
So they're still having issues with their
They're still
HVAC
having
system. There's still a lot of people that do not have working furnaces, who are relying on space heaters, some that don't have any hot water, incessant fire alarms, strangers hanging out in the stairwells, the finishes, the layouts, everything is so bad. One review, this 251 Jarvis, I'm telling you to watch out for tenants, right? And if you get a listing up there. One review says, move here if you hate yourself and want to suffer. hate yourself and want to suffer. Then you should move there.
Then you should.
Isn't that a challenge? Isn't that a challenging neighborhood, anyways? Like
It is,
Jarvis
yes.
and Dundas. So why would they put a crappy building there? They should be all nice.
It should
really
be
weird
nice,
about
yeah.
the building though is their concierge is actually not on the ground level. You have to go up like 2 levels.
That does not make any sense. The concierge is up, and so it's sad because they're actually blaming the developer. But condos they're run by owners now. The board is now the owners, and so now that building, yes, it was built, but they're done. They've passed it on to the owners. The owners now have to take care of that building. So it's sort of sad, But just watch out if you've got tenants that are looking at that building. I know we've had listings there, so they still rent out, right? Did we already go through, you kind of touched on Sirhan stuff, right? That was okay. Did anyone use the let them theory last week after we talked about it? Yeah, did it help? We got a lot of feedback from the Real on it, so that's a good thing. I've heard Claire mention it a couple times. You mentioned it today. You're going to let Trump just do his thing. So that's interesting. This was this is totally random, not necessarily related to real estate news, but you can apply it to your real estate goals. It was 5 ChatGPT prompts to achieve everything you're capable of. I'm not going to read all 5 of them. I will probably blast this out, but these are prompts you can put in ChatGPT to help you with certain parts of your life. And, Claire talks about ChatGPT a lot. It's quite powerful, and it's just now learning more and more, and it's just getting really powerful. But there are some prompts like paint your peak picture, match your habits, but some of them that I really liked. This was build your success system. So this is for anyone who achieves great things and you want to have a personal success system and help you analyze your past wins and what conditions led you to those achievements. So what you'll put into ChatGPT, for word, you're going to put this in. I'll send you an email so you guys can test it out. But the prompt is, guide me in developing my personal success system. Ask me about my previous achievements and what contributed to them. For each success story, identify patterns in my approach, mindset, and actions. Use these patterns to create a structured system that I can apply to any goal. Include daily practices, success triggers, and ways to measure progress. So you'll put that in as a prompt, and it will respond with questions, and you will communicate back and forth based on the questions, and in the end, it's going to spit out a personal success system based on what you've told it. So there's 5 other prompts that are about taking action and building habits, but it's pretty cool what you can do. You can build on all the stuff Katelyn teaches you about successes, but create your own vision plan and your own business plan based on ChatGPT and you guys having a conversation with it. So I'll blast that out as well. I can save a lot of my stuff for next week. I had some Treb type stuff, but I think we should focus on anything else Claire wants to say and maybe what Katelyn wants to say. I can save mine.
Okay, just to go back to ChatGPT. So I mentioned how ChatGPT, the Chinese came in with a thing called DeepSeek or something, and they said they could do it with a fraction of the computing power, and they could do it with a fraction of the cost and have the same information. It's kind of curious how that DeepSeek got hacked last week, and now they're shut down.
That was short-lived, eh?
So it didn't take long for the Americans to fix that.
Yeah.
And we tried it and gave the same question to both, and we got totally different answers.
Which one was correct? Their opinions?
Their objectives.
Oh, okay, yeah. You gotta be so careful with I don't know about this DeepSeek here, but the ChatGPT, it lies, right? So you gotta be careful with it.
With DeepSeek, there's an option to see their thinking. So you can literally see how the computer processes the question that you're asking, and they'll run scenarios on what the user might want to the answer to be. So someone would ask how many genders are there, and they'll go through a whole thought process on the back end about what kind of answer they should be giving, and they'll try to knock it out. And then
wow.
So you have to ask it, is it separate? Is this a paid version or is this
no?
And you have to ask it for give me details.
So there's a button where you can just click when you're searching. There's a little tab.
There's a little icon that will show you what the logic was.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that was interesting. Now, last week there's also good news for Durham. I don't know, good news or bad news. I don't know. It depends how you look at it. The airport's been shut down. So we've been talking about that for the last 30, 40 years, that they're going to build this Pickering airport, and they've got all that land, and then they're not going to do anything with it. So I made this up, but I'll pretend I read it. In Durham here, so they're going to get rid of the Durham airport, right? So now they just announced Thomas Pearson's going to have a huge expansion. They're going to redo Terminal 1, redo Terminal 2, change all the spaces to rail. So I guess they anticipate they're going to spend money on this. They're not going to spend money on the new airport. Now in Durham, you've got these gigantic factories. You seen those gigantic factories? Mm-hmm. Not factories, warehouses. They're 1 million square feet each. They're all over the place. So they're up and down Church and Bailey. They're at Lake Ridge and Highway 2. They're up in Brooklyn. They're all over the place, 1,000 square. So I just read the other day, which online, but they're going to start making, they're going to turn all these things now because the airport's not going to be there. They're going to put a bunch of grow lights in there and start growing fruits and vegetables so that we don't have to buy them from anybody else. So we'll be self-sufficient. Why not? What else are you going to do with all these factories?
Okay.
Right? Everybody's got to think out loud, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Maybe we can grow some fentanyl. Maybe we can make some fentanyl.
Oh, grow our own fentanyl. We have to buy it. Yeah, make our own fentanyl.
This video is not getting boosted for sure.
No.
we're done.
We ruined this. Yeah. We lost like the first sentence of this video.
That's funny. The only thing I was going to mention was that Treb also has a lot of courses going on right now. You're probably getting your own updates. And so I'd like to compare it, or Claire likes to compare your training to, you think of a car mechanic, for example, right? And a car mechanic knows how to work on certain cars, and now we have electric cars. And so we have Teslas in our household, and we went to our mechanic down the street, and we needed something fixed. And he said, I've never done it before, but I'm going to read and learn how to do it, and I'm going to fix yours. And Senec's a nice guy, so he knows that Senec's easygoing, so he's willing to take on this risk. But it's no different than our world in real estate. We have new technology and new laws and new rules all the time, and if you don't keep up and teach yourself and educate yourself, you'll be out of a job. Same way a mechanic, if they don't keep up to date with the new cars, they're not a mechanic anymore. They have nothing to service. So we also have to take these courses. So we're going to do as much as we can as brokers to give you this education, but you also have free will and power to go take these courses and educate yourself and really learn, right? So Treb is doing a course on the new form. So Oria also does it. Treb is now doing it as well. They have a course on using SkySlope and using DigiSign, using forms. Some of these courses are in person too, if you like these as well. So take advantage of that stuff. I'm going to be sharing it as well, but you all have some responsibility to educate yourselves and keep up to date also. So just keep an eye out for that. And then Claire, any final last one to Katelyn, because she's usually got the fun stuff. So.
I was just going to talk about training that's coming up.
Yep.
On that note.
Claire will always piggyback after you anyways. We'll interrupt you if you don't like it.
Okay, so we've got a few things happening this week. Richard Robbins is starting in 3 minutes, but he's doing sessions every day this week, or Monday to Thursday, on Millionaire Mindset. I sent out links for you guys to sign up for that if you guys want to watch it. They're just webinars. Every single day. So they're at 2 o'clock every day. Wednesday, we're having Chris come in. He's the guy that taught us kind of how to use this camera that now Usan's doing, and makes all those reels for us. If you guys follow us on Instagram, you'll see that we post reels from the meetings and clips, and he adds bubbles and text and music. Chris is going to come in on Wednesday to teach us a little bit more about that, as well as obviously promote his services to you guys to see if that's something that you're interested in as well. But I think he's talking about how to build your brand using social media content marketing. So that'll be Wednesday at 10:30. And then we've got February 26th. We have awards. We sent out an invite last week if you're coming RSVP to Ginny, so that we can make sure that you receive your award and get fed. We've got a couple of things. We're bringing in a special guest. I'm going to send more information on him, but Ben Rabideau. Is that how you say it?
Yep.
He's an economist.
Does anyone know him?
He's really big on Twitter, actually. So I know a lot of agents follow him on Twitter. So he's going to be talking to us about some economic outlooks before our awards. So we'll have that, and then we'll have a lunch and awards. That's about all. And then we've got Varan here, who's been patiently waiting probably for us. He's got some new exciting things happening. He was once, I guess, known as iConnect Mortgages. We've now got some new branding. You can say it out loud.
We're relaunching
Varan's team.
Fides.
Fides
Mortgages.
So Fides, I'll let Varan talk a little bit. He's the one that's sponsoring this lunch that you're all waiting for, I assume. But we wanted to celebrate some of the stuff as well. Come on in. Come on into the camera.
Oh, you're actually showing something.
He's putting something up.
Oh, you're showing something?
Oh, there.
Oh, sorry.
It's going to warm up a little. So Varan is also hosting our coffee hour at the awards event. So please make sure you come early for 9:30 and have some coffee and snacks with us that Varan is going to host. And it's a little bit like a networking hour before we get into the day as well. Fides. I think he's got all fresh new cards to give you guys.
I had a pretty.
Did you match your outfit too on purpose? You're so stylish.
Yeah. That's a Fulton move.
That's true.
There we go.
So thank you for having guys. I've been working with this team since 2011 with CIBC, transitioned into iConnect, now with Fides. So Varan haven't changed. I'm still here. My team haven't changed. The support staff has not been changed. Pretty much only thing has changed is the branding name. I'm still part of the domain lending centers. Sorry. So I'm still part of the domain lending centers, so still part of DLC. The support staff, if you have worked with my support staff, Soumya, Randy, Meet, they're still part of the team. I'll be still working out of the Whitby location, and also there'll be other location I'm opening up in Scarborough by Markham and Finch. Pretty much everything remained the same. The phone number remained the same. Email is still active for an year. If you want to update my new email address, it will be Varun@fidesmortgages.ca. Perfect. That's about.
Cool.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks. Where's the name from?
The name come from Latin is mean trust of God. Came up with the name where Nike come from. Nike come from trust of victory in Latin. So this come from trust of God.
Great.
God of trust, yeah. Thank you.
Great, thanks.
Yep.
Yep. I think you sent out an email.
No, yes.
No, not yet.
Not yet? We got a big launch email.
It just
that's
happened
gotta come
today.
out? Yeah, it literally just launched today. So you guys are probably the first ones to hear about it then.
Good luck.
Brand's been great support to us,
Thank you for your
for sure. Yeah. Wait, anything else for you?
No.
No, you're good. We're gonna have an early spring. Groundhog said no, but the almanac, something, whatever you sent me, Senex, says we are gonna have an early spring.
6 more weeks of winter.
I don't know. That'd be nice.
That would be very nice.
In the pool and
Does that mean our spring market would also come a little bit earlier too?
Yes.
That'd be good. Any closing remarks, Claire? Do we talk about the T word enough? Because I don't allow it in the WhatsApp group. This is your only chance to talk about it. So.
we're gonna call him mobile.
Call them tootin'.
Nothing worse. Yeah, no. Anything you guys want to talk about? Any listings you want to talk about? Tales from the Streets? Fulton sisters are away next week. Maybe Senek will co-host. Maybe Claire
We'll
will
throw
host
Paige
by
up
herself.
here.
Maybe Paige will co-host as well. If anybody wants to co-host just for fun. There's two open seats, right?
Oh, Chad wants to. Perfect.
Why not?
Yeah. Alex wants to
co-host. Cool. Well, have a good week. It's not a holiday week until the week after, I believe. So
Yeah, Family Day weekend.
Yeah. So I'm going to send an email on forums just to warn you. We went through phase 1, which was correcting our CCR and some actual legal revisions. So if you're using your own forms, go download the new ones or ask for girls. We're also, phase 2 is revising every single form because they all have 2025 tiny copyright watermarks at the very bottom. So that means it's a huge project that we're going through. But if you have a broker on the other side that's bugging you for not using 2025 forms, that's not true. The legal revision will always be on the bottom right. Most of the time it's going to say 2024. But yes, technically there's a little 2025 copyrighted form that you'll notice on the bottom left. And no, there are not legal revisions that should impact your deal, but I am hearing about brokers being a little bit picky about that. So let me know if you get there, but the girls are going to update every single form eventually. So cool. Okay, pizza time? Sorry?
Oh, you brought food? Okay. All right.
Yes, Vern brought pizza, so that's why 50 people are
That's
here
why
right
a lot
now,
of people are here.
starving,
It's not for
ready
us.
to eat pizza. So enjoy